when I was a kid, uh, we would, my parents owned some property about an hour outside of St. Louis. They still have it. Well, it was my grandfather's, and now they bought it from him or whatever. And the the dog, you would say the word farm, and the dog would just go like berserk. Like it was like, oh my God, we're going to the farm. We're going to the farm. And like, and like we'd open the back with this big Ford station wagon, and like we had three in a row. Like, I don't know why my dad bought these things. Do you remember did you see like National Lampoon's Vacation with like the wood paneling? We had that car three in a row, right? And my dad would like smoke. It was like the 80s or whatever, and like we'd open the back of the way back of the station wagon, and the dog would just jump in the car to go to the farm, and we'd shut the door, and then the dog like couldn't wait to get out of the car. Like it was like, get me the f out of the car. Like you almost could just open both doors in the back, and it could like jump in the car and jump the f out of the car, and it would have like the best day. It'd be like, I want to get in and I want to get out, right? That's how I feel about debt. I'm like, how much debt can I get? Like, give me all of it. I want all the money. Like, give me all the money. And then when I get it, I'm like, great. Now I have this machine and I'm paying off debt. And God, this is a long haul. Like, how fast can I get rid of it? Because as soon as I get rid of it, I own all the equity and I get all the cash flow. And that's how this model works. Right? Am I right, Joe? Joe's crying. That's great. So it's one of these where, when you jump into this station wagon full of personally guaranteed debt, okay, this is going to feel uncomfortable. And it might not feel uncomfortable real fast. And the number one mistake that first time buyers make is they're like, I am a CEO. I am like a big time financial wizard. And the first thing I'm going to do is CEO salary, baby. That's the first thing we do. And that's our first mistake, and we feel it in about 6 months. Okay. Because we stack all this debt, we put zero cash into it, right? So let me ask you this question. If you bought this company with 100% cash, 100% cash, what would your cash flow be next year?
1.3 million.
Maybe more, because you're going to hustle like a I'm sorry with
Yeah.
all the F-bombs tonight, because you're like, oh my God, I just spent like $4 million. Like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna get a divorce. I'm not kidding. But instead, we're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bank and get all this money. And then we're like, I put like no money in. So like that means it's just kicking off like a mil three. Someone's making the engine turn.
Yeah.
And when we give this person that money is ours, but now we gotta earn it because we literally put in like 100 grand or nothing or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like this is the part that I get really emotional about, that like I can't even go on social media anymore because people like fling the place. And I'm just like, this was never intended to be a top of funnel business model. This is for competent people who want to go to work and build wealth and build value, right? And what you are buying here, Nathan and Kyle and everybody else that we've talked to, Max and everybody, is a value generating machine. And the biggest mistake I ever made was after I sold my first business, saying to myself, I'm going to go buy a whole bunch of value generating machines. That was a mistake, because you can make one of these engines go like hell. Okay.